Welcome back. In between the parts, I had to play around with Quattra's quartz here and there in order to make sure that he at least had some of the slots filled. Not entirely sure how he plays at this point. He could be my magic-based character, the arts. That could be what he's really useful for. I'm not entirely sure. So we're just gonna have a little play with his character and see what happens going forward. It did change up Ferry and Van a little bit. We got more evade. I put the evade 3 on them. So we're very close to 100% evade on both of them. Which is, you know, very nice. Yeah. If we can get a good accessory, we can change out some of the evade stuff. Because then it's taken up with the accessories. You know how it is. You know how it is. Anyway, we've got a quest here, clearly, with Alvis, so... And that wasn't fair. You cheated. You didn't outdrive me at all. Hey, a win's a win. You're such a sore loser. Got the RC cars on the ground there, I see. You always win against me. I deserve to win too. Easy, easy. I'm sorry for butting in like that. Maybe next time we can give Mila a little boost to balance it out, okay? But that wouldn't be fair either. I just want to beat him fair and square, okay? Hey, don't take it out on him for helping. Why can't you just suck it up? Oh, this is just great. Didn't expect to find one of Elaine's co-workers in an argument with some kids. He looks like he could use a hand too. Hey, fancy running into you here. What happened to the hot shit bracer I bumped into earlier? Can't break up an argument between a couple of kids? You? Goddess of all people, if you just want to laugh at me, you can do that later. I'm an official business, so get lost. No, not at all. I apologize if we're interrupting you. It's just that you look like you were in need of help. So what are you two arguing about? We heard a bit of the conversation, but could you fill us in? We race each other with RC cars a lot. But Mina's way too good a racer, so she usually wins. She really whooped me today, so I was down in the dumps. Get good? But then this really cool bracer came over and offered to help. Well, aren't you a model bracer, huh? The kids love you. I headed back to the guild after I ran into you guys, but then I came across these two after I started my rounds. The boys' car is a Lino land carrier, just like the one we use at the guild. I can't deny it got me a little curious. One thing led to another and I kinda lent him a hand. Didn't know they made RC versions of those. I dig. Even the little tykes can wheel these around. Wait, hold on a sec. Is that a Nightbreaker? Oh, now you mention it, yeah, it looks exactly like your car, just a different color. They make radio control versions of those too? Yep, they do. I'm a big fan of this model. Hey, you know what's up. When it comes to power, you can't beat an ingot. Oh yeah, totally agree with you. What am I watching? Yeah. You get used to it. So yeah, today was just different. I followed the advice that bracer gave me and I won. I actually won. Oh, you did get good. I beat her for the first time in forever. But Mina's being a real sore loser about it. I beat her fair and square. You didn't beat me fair and square. You had a coach. I've always beaten you all by myself. Well, get a coach then. I'm on his side in this. But now I'm supposed to accept I lost because you got an adult to help you? How is that fair? Asking for help is fair. Oh, come on. It sucks losing all the time. Just let me have this. And again, asking for help, that's like good on you, kid. Beat me by yourself first then. It'd be wouldn't it? Yeah, like I was like If you're happy to cheat, then you go race in the Cheaters Club. You can win all you want there. Professional racers have coaches and stuff, so I don't see the issue here. Now I'm on his side. Hey, you want to say that again? Look, I'm sorry. I realize in retrospect that I shouldn't have gotten involved. No, this is fine. So, yeah, this is how it's been for the last minute or so. Yeah, that's a bit of a conundrum, isn't it? I got an idea, actually. How do you feel about pairing up with me, young lady? Alvis takes the boy, and then we've got a perfectly fair 2-on-2 match. Oh, that sounds like a great idea. Yeah, that works for me. With an adult on my side too, it'll actually be fair. Excellent idea, Mr. Arkwright. This should help them race each other more fairly. Okay, yeah, that's actually a good idea. Guess a broken clock's right twice a day. I see right through you, though. I mean, it depends what type of clock, you know. You don't just do things out of the kindness of your heart. You've got an ulterior motive, don't you? No. My intentions are as crystal clear as that pickup's paint job. I just don't like seeing my favorite truck lose in a rigged race. Wait, you're on her side in that as well? I thought you were just being like, no, get a coach yourself. That's all there is to it, man. Justice. You know, that toes a fine line between genuine swagger and just idiocy. Yeah, he does that. Yeah, he does. Well, that works for me. I guess if I sort of squint, I can see your point. So how do you two feel about it? Does that sound good? Sign me up. I want to show him who's boss. It'll be me and him versus the two of you. Me too. Last time wasn't just a fluke. Watch. Alright, we got ourselves a match. I won't lose this time. Uh-huh. Prove it. That's a relief. The kids are all calmed down. Are they? Now that we've figured out a resolution to all this, sounds like they're fired up. But now I'm indebted to a Spriggan of all people. Ugh. Don't let this go to your head, you hear? This doesn't even register on my balance sheet. Just don't hold back, you hear? I'm not going easy on you. This is about more than just you and me. Or those two kids. It's Lino versus Ingot. And us Ingot fans, we don't take a loss lying down. Right. Yeesh. You're way more into this than I am. But hey, you've got a point. This is a chance to settle our differences for good and all. So you know what? Bring it! Wow, everyone's really pumped up for this. Van can't help himself when it comes to cars, as we're all aware. It would be nice if this helped him get along better with Alvis too. It would. We should start by finding a suitable racecourse. What did you use for your match earlier? It was right here, just a really straight, narrow sprint. I do think we should go somewhere else. We need a proper circuit for this. Yeah, something nice and open. I want that too, but I don't know where. There aren't many open spaces where we won't be getting in anyone's way. I might have an idea, actually. I know a venue that might be willing to host us. I'm not 100% sure, but it's worth asking. Follow me, everyone. I'll see if I can get permission. Alright then. Sure, I'm in. Great. To Newtown then. That's where this venue is.
Time to go solve some problems.
Indubitably. Alright, I think I gotcha. So you want a venue for your RC race? Yes, the pavilion hosted RC races in the past, if memory serves. Would you be willing to lend us an event space for a race of our own? Ah, now it makes sense. Well, how could I refuse a request from you, Quattro? I'll talk to the administrator and see what I can do. Our schedule's pretty quiet right now, so they shouldn't have a problem with it. Let's make this the best race you've ever seen! Yay, thank goodness! Now I really can't wait. Didn't think you had inroads with the pavilion. Nice job calling in those IOUs, Quattro. They do come in handy. I should specify, though, this is more for me. The pavilion works closely with the Institute and the workshop, so we're all well acquainted. Out of curiosity, what kind of RC cars are you bringing? Are they going to be fired up for it as well, being like, oh, yes, yes, yes. I'll be using my Lino Land Carrier, and I've got an Ingot Nightbreaker pickup. Oh, wow. Lino and Ingot, seriously? What? Is that a problem? What's with the alarm? You know those makes, right? I'm a Lino employee who has loved this company for 20 years. I'm an Ingot employee and a fanatic in my own right. And Petra and I get a little spirited when we debate over the two. We'll have a drink and some snacks and just go to town. If this is a battle between Lino and Ingot, then we have to treat this seriously. You bet. This is company pride we're talking. Oh yeah, this race has big implications way beyond just RC stuff. It's two bitter rivals going at it, and for these youngins, they can make or break their brand allegiances. It's serious stuff. That sounds a bit extreme. I really don't think it's quite that important. It is for these guys. Yeah, they've lost me. Oh, I have an idea. We have some aftermarket parts over in the storehouse. I'll let you two have a sneak peek on me. Don't tell anybody, okay? Oh, would you mind giving us some time to work out the track? We want to make sure it's perfect as can be. Sure. By all means. Yeah, thanks a lot. A few minutes later. I like how everyone's into this. I'll go over the rules one more time just to be safe. Team Dick and Team Mila will compete in a 2-on-2 relay format. After 2 laps, the first racer will hand the controls to the second. They will complete 2 more laps for 4 total. The finish line will be right here at the start. Understood? So Dick and Mila will lead off their respective teams. Yeah, then Van and Alvis will compete against each other in the second leg. I'm getting really excited. Who's gonna win? Racers on your marks. Get set, go! Here we go. Man, they're really fired up. You said it. I'm glad they're having fun. Wait, why am I being all buddy-buddy with you? We're not allies anymore, we're enemies. Sure. We were allies? With that, the race was off to a thrilling start. Mila climbed out to an early lead with her Nightbreaker, but after negotiating the turns, Dick's land carrier began to catch up down the long straight. Ooh. He had swapped out its stock motor for an aftermarket sport engine boasting much stronger acceleration. The track favored straight-line speed with its series of straightaways, allowing Dick to pull ahead of Mila after the first lap. Not to count Mila out, she closed the gap in corners with her skillful driving. She had cut the deficit, but she still lagged behind Dick's souped-up machine as their leg of the race came to a close. I'm leading, Alvis! I did it! You sure did. Leave the rest to me, buddy. Dang it, you win this round, Dick. Go get him, Van. You got it. Gave me some nice momentum to work with. With the third lap underway, Van and Alvis tested their mettle. I should have expected as much from a Lino employee's specialized customization. They really understand this thing's unique qualities. Same here. But neither side has a clear advantage. There's no ace in the hole. What the? Boxers appeared? Sorry to interrupt. Both of these cars are designed to go off-road, so what's the point in keeping them on-road? Paved roads are hardly their natural habitat, so we decided to spice up the track a little. This puts every facet of your cars to the test. Oh, that's rad. You guys know how to put on a race. Wow, that's so cool. Man, I wish I could have raced on this. Wonder how I'd have done. Okay, built up a little lead here. Gotta protect that, no mistakes. How do I want to go about this? The cardboard's a big old roadblock, but I'm already behind. What's the play here? Slowly drive around it. I can't risk a flip here. I'm assuming it has better handling. Nah, you drive like your mum. You won't close the gap like that. Rocks appeared. Got the off-road bit coming up next. This is gonna be good. Elsie's chew these roads for breakfast. I can't push my grip on this surface, but I can't afford to give up any ground either. Do I hold steady or do I punch it? Stay the course. Gotta be patient here. I just can't shake him. Last big curve coming up. The inside line is less distance, but he's gonna want it too. Aim for the apex. I'll take that inside line, thank you. Oh no you don't, that corner's mine! He's good, got the bottom covered up. In that case, I've got one last ace up my sleeve. Get a load of my twin turbo! What the? How'd I get that? Is that even allowed? Yeah, this is sick. Wonder if I can get one of these for my truck. Don't you whine to me about rules. Anything goes, alright? Huh? I've never seen a part like that. Oh, he's really proud of that. He was off chatting with Chamberlain about something earlier. I suppose that's what it is. He was sitting on that one for a while, huh? But how? I swapped the motor and everything. I win. Did he win? All four of you really put on a show there. But in the end, only one team can be the winner. On with the results. Lino versus Ingot, the winner of this white-hot relay race is the Lino team, led by Captain Dick. We did it! We actually beat her! Thank you so much, Alvis. You're an amazing driver. Hey, it wasn't all me, buddy. You did pretty good yourself. Kind of glad they won, to be honest. You know. Phew. Well, I gave her my best shot. I had plenty of fun, though. Me too. I've never been that pumped up for a race before, and I learned a lot from how you drive. But I want to race you again, Dick. One-on-one. What's that? You want to lose again? Well, sure. Well, that was quite the show. I wasn't expecting to end up so invested. Yeah, but I think we've hogged the pavilion long enough with that. Let's bounce. Yeah, I should get back to my rounds. Okay, let's head back to the artisanal district and race there. Yeah, good idea. Well, I'm glad they've mended things. It's like that big fight from before never happened. That ballooned a bit, didn't it? But hey, all's well that ends well. I really owe you guys for that. That's our line. How could we say no to a race between two of the auto industry's biggest rivals? All-built cars aren't just machines, they're the future. There's something that kids and adults both can appreciate. That race was exactly what the Motor Pavilion is all about, spreading the joys of motoring to all. Come on back sometime, will you? He got me in that corner though, didn't he? The Grand Prix may have ended, but Dick and Mila still hungered for racing. Ven and company saw them back to the artisanal district. And then, made for the Institute.
That's a wrap.
I like that. That was fun. 1 SP. I imagine I could have got more, but well. It's fine. Right, so we got dots in front of us, those two. But I'm gonna head on down.
No, that's the wrong way.
But there's a dot. There's a dot. There's a yellow dot. I can go to the yellow dot. I want to do the yellow dot. Okay, we'll speak to these two in front of us. You're a real great driver. You handled my ingot like it was nothing. Wish I could drive like you. I'll just have to keep at it. I've got to keep practicing against Dick. I can't let my driving skills get rusty. Assume you have something new, to be honest. Thanks so much for the help earlier. Racing is just the best. I picked up a lot of good pointers, so I should level up as a racer soon. Next time, I'm taking Mina down all on my own. Just you watch. Well, good luck, kid. Good luck. All right, Institute. Where would you like to go? The Institute of Science. Ferry at the window. Boom boo doo boom boo doom boo doo doo. I do like a good cable car though.
Whoa, we're so high up!
This is kinda nice.
It's the kind of thing you'd only find here. Professor Hamilton designed this, right?
Oh, I'm impressed you knew.
Again, I imagine the area is wider.
Is something wrong? Not at all. It's just that while I've heard about everything here, seeing the whole world with your own eyes for the first time is without doubt an unparalleled experience.
I know what you mean. I feel the same way after diving into the world of a good book for the first time.
Now, imagine what it would be on like a real scale. It'd be amazing. Like, there's a 4SPG board thingy there as well. Basel Institute of Science. Here we are, the Basel Institute of Science. Oh, the place where much of the Republic's most cutting-edge research gets done. It's situated in such a beautiful location too. The views of the canyon from here are just stunning. Yeah, this area is supposed to be popular with tourists for exactly that reason. Though, even they need a card right now. This isn't that bad of a spot to sightsee, I guess, but there's no real place to live it up in town. Now, speaking of tourism, what's that rounded building over there? Been wondering this whole time. That's the Astronomy Observatory. That's a place where you look at the stars, right? That's right. There's a very powerful telescope there that lets you see far more of them than you could with the naked eye. There are many who believe that astronomy is the discipline from which others draw their roots, even if others disagree. Again, this intrigues me, so it's like I'm just paying attention to what's said. It actually originated in the Central East, if you didn't know. Whoa, really? Pretty sure they were big on stargazing in that fallen empire to the east back in the day too. Fallen empire? This is turning out to be very educational. Huh. Ahem. So where would you like to start? I'd be happy to show you around if you want. Nah, it's fine. I'm just gonna wander around for a while and see what we find. If you can tell us where the main facilities and research labs are, that'd be plenty. Well, if you're sure. They're marked on the building's map already, but here you go. Well then, I've got work of my own to take care of, so I'll get going for now. If anything comes up, you're always welcome to contact me on my Zephyr. Thanks. I was hoping we could stay with him longer. You know so many cool things. Feel the same way, but it would be difficult. Yeah, it's just gonna get in the way when we start poking our noses around in dark places. I gave him some quartz. I doubt we're gonna get any new Forest BGs here, but here's hoping we can learn more about this abusive professor, wherever they are. Let's get to work. Remember to act casual and not make it obvious that what we're here for. Understood. So we got a few markers around. What's going on near that shop thing? There's 3 dots together. Oh, there's several dots over there. Right, let's head down here then. Oh, it's that bracer. Hey, Alvis. Any luck with that job I gave you? Wait, you still not done? What were you... Taking care of some kids? I mean... Okay, I guess that's fair. Anyway, I've got another job for you. Yeah, I saw somebody looking suspicious out on the edge of town. Ooh. Could you have a look around and see if you find anything? Thanks. Give Regina my regards too. Ooh. No need to go overboard. It might just be nothing, but better safe than sorry, of course. I'll head back to the guild in about 30. Okay, got it. You can fill me in once you get back. I wonder... Oh no, I was gonna say, can we travel back down to the Bracer Guild now and see what's going on, but... No, so someone outside of town looking suspicious, eh? Very well. I thought Athena might be here by now, but nope. No sign of her. She's a shy one, is the thing. I was hoping it'd go smoothly since the higher-ups are all on board with it, but evidently not. I get she's nervous, but really, there's nothing for her to worry about. She needs to just relax. Though she did say she was working on some other project too. Maybe she's just real busy. Well, we were helping with that project, I assume. The net is pretty widespread now, but international calls still have a lot of kinks to work out. It can make meetings a bit difficult. We're working with Vern to make a new comms protocol that maximizes bandwidth and makes those long-distance calls easier. I was hoping Athena would be here by now, but she might be busy with something else. Maybe I should send her a message, just in case.
Well,
Assuming the network can handle that right now. But we know it's a bit... intermittent at the moment. Ooh, what's that way in the distance? Part of the building, that's what it is. Why are you just out in the middle of nowhere? Strange.
This campus is just as big as I expected.
Let's take a look around. Gotta check out all the spots that kid mentioned.
very bland and boring building, isn't it? It's like, add some character. Like, you see buildings like over in Crossbell, at Orcus Tower, they look gorgeous. Inside here, you've done nothing. Nothing. It's your fault, clerk. Welcome to the Basel Institute of Science. Are you here to speak with researchers or students? We're a bit busier than usual, pardon us. We have a number of students visiting at the moment. But if there's anything I can help you with, please do let me know. The hallway behind me leads to the Special Research Building. That building is off limits, I'm afraid. The Institute conducts confidential research there. If you have any business with the staff inside, then the guard there will be happy to help you. Lucas. Professor Cronkite's thesis... Is that how you say that? Thesis? Anyway. Thesis? Ah, like these windows into the future. It's crazy just how smart he is. Windows into the future, you say? His foresight really helps him get ahead of the curve and develop new technologies before people realize they need them. I doubt I'll ever be half the scholar he is, but I really want to learn what I can from him all the same. Dad's factory is a relic of the past. It has nothing to do with me, and I have no reason to cling to it. I wish Dad wasn't so darn stubborn. All I'm saying is that he should be more forward-thinking. But nope, he's always trying to push the factory onto me, trying to tie me down to his old business. Time marches on. If he doesn't get with the times, they'll leave him behind. So, I wonder if there's anything to that. Oh, hello. Oh, hello, everyone. I didn't think we'd run into you all here. We just finished touring the Epstein Foundation and ZCF branches here, so now we're taking a brief tour of the Institute. There's really not much we can do, though, since we can't attend any of the lectures here. Being honest, it's rather boring. Boring for you, maybe. You sound like you already know about a lot of the stuff here. We're not as encyclopedic as you, you know. All this Epstein and ZCF stuff is brand new to me. She's just full of secrets, isn't she? But hey, we got to see and learn some really cool stuff because of it. Ren said she might have something extra special for us after we're done here too. Ooh. Might is the key word. Mind? I can't make any promises. What does she mean by that? Beats me. I'm not too worried about her. Let her do her thing and us do ours. What are you up to, Ren? You did promise me earlier, but I can't guarantee it'll happen just yet. You never know with how plans can change. Still, I can hardly think of a place in Basel I'm more interested in, so it's worth a shot. Okay. So how's everything been going on your end, Agnes? If it all gets to be too much, you can join back up with us, okay? Miss Perfect is Miss Popular too, huh? Thanks, Albert, but I'm fine right now, honestly. Well, alright, glad to hear that. Just, I worry sometimes. There's some dangerous stuff out there, so don't go charging into all that, okay? We'll always be here for you. He's protective, but he's a good guy. Overly protective. The Epstein Foundation was really something special. We got to hear lots of interesting stories at the ZCF branch too. Ren said that her best friend works there even. It's more than just works there, but you know. She has so many of those connections, it's really mysterious. But hey, I'm not complaining. Yeah, if only you knew what that was about. Like, jeez. Can we go out the back? We can. Like, head up to the observatory. There's a little area down there.
So nice.
Doom doom. Just want to see these good views as well. Oh, there's a little area you can just relax.
Well...
You know what I fancy right now, and I feel only British people, or people who have been to Britain, will properly understand this. There's something about the scenery and this feeling here where it's like, I would like some fish and chips. But not just any fish and chips. The kind of fish and chips you get at the seaside, along the beaches in Britain. That's just something different about it. It really is. And that's the kind I'd want right now. Like, ooh, would be lovely. Ooh. Okay, can't go in there. Can we look in it? The fact we can get right up to it, though. No one around, no supervision. We could have come in and just damaged it. It's intricate equipment, and we just come in and just mess with it. Could break it. It would be easy. It would be easy, right? We still had dots down below, but we'll go over there, obviously. We'll do the key events as well as we make our way around, because we got this one here, so. One of my papers was published in the scientific journal Formula last month. It was about a hypothetical social experiment where you gather big data from personal computers and use data science to crunch the numbers. I'm honored that the scientific community received so well. Even Professor Cronkite gave it a thumbs up. I still want to explore the concept some more, though. I really want to use one of the giant orbital calculators they have in the labs here. Just can't, and that really grinds my gears. Your gears. I want to put my paper to practice with some simulations, but consumer-grade computers just don't have the power for it. Tried making a super optimized program for the number crunching I need, but that still wasn't enough. I need something bigger. I really wish I could use the lab facilities here, but they don't open those up to freshmen. I have to wait for those. I'm just dying to get my hands on one of those huge orbital calculators already. Well, soon, I assume. Oh, it's like a library. If you need... It is a library. If you need anything from me, I'll just be reading here. We do have plenty of papers here, though. I don't know enough about them to make any recommendations. Do handle them with care, though. They're very important papers. Sounds like plenty of students and faculty come this way. That tracks. Maybe he's overheard a word or two about the allegations? Maybe. So, we can do the topic now. Professor Epstein's essays and those of his disciples are very popular reads here, even among the more accomplished professors. And across the Institute's long history, we've collected books dating back to well before the Orbital Revolution. We don't just leave books that are valuable on the shelves, though. You'll find them in our archives upon request. Do you, perhaps have Woo Baby? Perhaps? Sounds like plenty of students and faculty come this way. You said that. Yeah. That's because of the topic.
Let me ask you something.
Huh? A power-tripping professor, you say? Well, if it were anybody, I'd put my money on Cronkite. I was suspecting that on a few things. He's awfully quick to dismiss people, haughty in a word. Kind and helpful aren't exactly synonymous with him, at least from what I've seen and heard. I see. Have you heard anything about any of the other professors that might relate to the allegations? Let me think now. Well, I can't see Professor O'Reilly doing anything like that. She's just a bundle of sunshine, not a mean bone in her body. That could be like her public image. Sometimes I even see her in here picking up research materials for her students. Then there's Professor Callahan. He always made a point of helping out his assistants. He's certainly not a bad person in my view, but he's gotten a bit of a bad rep after his work went south. Thank you for sharing your experience with us. We greatly appreciate it. Okay, we got dots around in the next room. Network engineering is my forte, but I do a lot of work with the civil engineering guys too. Earthquake resistance, grid planning, that sort of thing. Professor Callahan in particular. He's been a big help to me. He's been awfully irritable lately, but he's a good person deep down. Maybe he just needs a drink or two to unwind.
Well,
The orbital network is essential infrastructure now, and cities need to be designed around it. Network signal needs to reach every nook and cranny of the city, so that's lots of cables, lots of antennas, lots of planning. The computer science students here have been a big help with modernizing the grid. Ding, 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 ding. Liz. Professor Callahan's kind of freaking me out nowadays, although other professors say he's a really nice guy, though. And they talked about how he used to help mentor younger researchers at the Institute. They really talking about the same guy, though? Oh. All I get from him are evil glares, like he's fed it with me already. Yeesh. Seeing those wide-eyed Adamus students visiting brings back memories. I came to visit when I was younger, just like them. Crazy how young they look. I'm only 2 or 3 years older than them. I wonder if I looked that young when I visited too. Their uniforms are really cute. Maybe that's what it is. Wait, am I ogling them? No, bad thoughts, bad thoughts. Oh dear. We'll move away from you. What is going on there? Oh, hello. I worry for her, and I really do, but I just don't have the time to check up on her. Next time I see her, I think I'll recommend her these vitamins I like. I was on the advisory board for them, actually. I do worry about how she's the only woman on her team. I don't want her to feel afraid to speak her mind on things. Oh, that was that? Okay. So just these 3 dots down here, then we can head downstairs. Ahaha, you 3. Oh man, the Epstein tour was out of this world. I got to see vintage memory quartz in there. How far we've come, huh? I didn't know that photos and videos were first developed for astronomy. But soon enough, it branched out into other things, and that led to orbal films as we know them today. It's just so cool to see how the medium took off. Glad to hear you're having fun. You bet. I know you're busy with work and all, but you should see the sights yourself, Anyas. Right, yes. Heard the Institute has the largest astral observatory in all of Calvert. I really want to go and see that now. Would we even be allowed inside, though? Well, there's no one guarding it or anything. You can just walk in. You know. Yo, Julian, did you get a look at that researcher who just walked by? She was a total knockout. She had the science-y look to her, with the glasses and the messed up hair. It's not just me dreaming, is it? We've got to be a match. Huh? Sorry, but I have no idea what you're on about. Is she more beautiful than the aerotram attendant you were fawning over half an hour ago? Dude, everybody here is a 10. There's something about this town, I swear. It's awakening something in me. Puberty, probably. Lyle, maybe quit while you're ahead.
Okay.
I always assumed the Institute was full of dudes. I didn't know there'd be so many chicks here too, and man, some of them are bombshells. Alright, that settles it. I'm applying to this place. Both of them had the water drop of sweat. I've heard much about the Institute of Science, and I must say, it does live up to its reputation. It's the highest seat of learning in Calvert, after all. You have many of the country's brightest minds all under one roof. We won't be able to see the entire thing in one trip, but I hope I can at least catch the highlights while we're here. Oh, no, done all yours, apparently. Apparently we've spoken to you in here. Oh. Wasn't the guy outside looking for you? Oh, you're the guys who helped test my holocore. Thank you. The data you gathered really helped a lot. Work with signals and communications. My project right now studies how they're used in Zephyrs. I was really honored, honestly. Being able to work alongside Professor Cronkite was just so... Was it? It was so. It was so. Alright, what we got? We want the way down over there. Ding-a-ding-a-ding. It's such a shame the wonders of fungi go unrecognized. I've been trying to secure funding for my research, but to no avail. I swear my lab is the only one in the entire biochem building that gets so routinely snubbed. What gives? Professor Esmere, Professor Urele, they're just swimming in grants. But the limitless potential of fungi goes untapped for another day. Woe is me.
Alrighty.
I just don't understand it. Time and time again, they go unnoticed. Not even Tane has anything nice to say about them. What is this? Some bizarre prejudice? Anti-fungism? Is there really no one else on this earth who appreciates them like I do? Probably a few. Oh, I remember seeing you at the Opera Cafe in Edith. I live over here in Basel. Didn't expect to see you here too. My family lives over in the capital too, so I'm out there a lot, both to visit them and to do my civil engineering research. I'll be cooped up here for a while though. I've got a big paper to finish up. She's a student here, huh? We should try talking to her. Well, do then.
Can we talk?
A professor abusing their authority, you say? That's a bit of a stretch to me, not gonna lie. I can say for certain that Professor Cronkite and Professor Tame would never do that. It can't be them. Well, what makes you so sure of that? Well, so Professor Cronkite's a man of few words, so he can come across as kind of scary. But he means well, really. I mean, he's one of the greatest minds of our time. He lives and breathes science. And then Professor Tane is just really friendly to everybody. He's always looking out for people. He's known the world over for his work in civil engineering and urban planning. The Basel Institute of Science certainly earns its reputation. Its faculty are all accomplished scientists and engineers in their own right. Yep, lots of famous people come to study and lecture here. Professor Callahan's a real celebrity too. He's a real whiz when it comes to mechanical engineering. He's the brain behind the military's new weapons. Last I heard though, his new big proposal got shot down in favor of someone else's. He didn't really take that very well. But he's bounced back, from what I can tell. He's really putting his all into his new project. I'm really humbled to get to work with so many hardworking and talented people. Hardworking and talented people can still be arseholes. Are they good people? Is what we're asking. Could you maybe have phrased that a little less aggressively? Well, thanks for taking the time to talk to us. You're a big help. It's like, Aaron. Careful now. Careful. Okay. Because it was K. Okay. You see? This door here leads to the Special Research Building. They do a lot of top secret research in there, so it's closed to the general public. Seems this building requires a higher security clearance than the rest of the city. Top secret, huh? Sounds like the perfect place to harass your co-workers and get away with it. Wouldn't jump to conclusions, but yeah, it's worth looking into. Let's ask around and see what the people around here know. So is it just you left of the key events here? Oh, nope. Want to make sure we get that one over there first, just in case. Oh dear. Why are you on the ground? Success! That was a super quick reaction there, way quicker than I expected. That bodes well. It means it's even more flammable than I first thought. I've got a winner on my hands. Just gonna take a swig of my special juice to recharge, then I'll be right back in action. Moritz produced a vial of something from his coat pocket and downed it with gusto. It's got purple fizzing lumps in it. Woo! Oh yeah, I can feel myself supercharging. Hey, what are you looking at me like that for? Controlled substance? Pfft, no worries there. Can't be controlled if it's not for human consumption in the first place. I'm onto something with this, I swear. It's the perfect pick-me-up after my explosion test. It was meant to be, I tell you. Yes. What's Professor Aurelie's problem? I asked to study under her and she dismisses me like you're just an arsonist in a lab coat. But what's so wrong about that? It's art! What's more beautiful than great balls of fire? That's what chemistry boils down to. It's the subtle art of making things go boom. Surely the fellow chemist would understand that. Bah! Okay, we'll stay away from him. We'll definitely stay away from him. It's worrying. I work as an assistant in Professor Arquette's lab over there. I've noticed some troubling things coming out of the other labs though. This one woman, she's looked absolutely drained every day. Wish there was something I could do to help her, but I really shouldn't go butting into other labs' business. I just hope she has someone she can talk to, be it a coworker, a professor, or someone else. That's a bit fishy there. Might have to ask him about that. Indeed.
Can we talk?
Workplace harassment? Goodness! I've heard these bits and pieces, but I'm a bit nervous to talk about it. We won't tell anyone, don't worry. Anything helps. I've heard loud shouting from one of the other labs, yes. It stunned me out of the work I was doing. I heard stuff like, "You idiots, can't you do anything right?" And, "You're a disgrace to the Institute. Get out!" He's just lashing out at everything and everyone now. It's really disturbing. Which professor was the one doing that? I just can't say it, sorry. If they find out it was me, I'd have hell to pay. It's really gnawing at me. The abuse is only getting worse and worse from what I'm told. I've heard the works. Fatigue, depression, exhaustion, even a couple of researchers fainting on the job. I mean, that's not good. That whole department looks visibly shaken these days. Stress is just too much for them. I worry they'll end up like Cindy. Cindy? What happened to her? She's at her breaking point from what I hear. I hardly see her at the Institute anymore. We've all been trying to support her however we can, but it's rough. It really is. It's gotta be Cindy who put up the 4SPG, surely. Damn, yeah, that's no good. Who's the professor helping her, out of curiosity? That would be Professor Esmery. She's in the bioengineering department. She's known the world over for her cutting-edge research. A real upstanding woman. You say? She's always up to her neck in her own work, though. She probably doesn't even know the extent of the abuse at the other labs. Yeah, thanks for filling us in. This still helps us out a lot. Alright, I think we've combed the area over pretty well now. Let's go sit down somewhere and try piecing things together. I recommend that open space at the front of the Institute grounds. I saw some benches there that we could use. There's benches everywhere outside. Sounds like a plan to me. Oh, we actually have to go. I thought it was just going to automatically send me that. I can't go through there as a way to get through. Oh, I'm facing the wrong way. I thought it was the way out. No, of course we can't go that way. Of course. Definitely done all the dots around here. Yep. I'm worried he's going to overhear us, though. Alright. We're about ready to sit down and get cracking. Sit down. Well, that was pretty good. We got our hands on some nice info there. We learned a lot of professors' names, too. There's Professor Callahan, the Engineering Science Authority, Professor O'Reilly in the Chemistry Department, Professor Cronkite, a well-respected expert in physics and orbital engineering, and Professor Tane, an architectural researcher. And then one Professor Esmery over in bio. And they sounded really capable. But of course, the stat sheets don't tell the whole story. They all sounded like oddballs in their own right. I think we can pretty safely narrow the perp down to one of those 5. I agree, we have pretty strong evidence that suggests that. Alright, let's take our evidence from the top then. All the people we talked to, all the testimonies, they all had this one thing in common. Ah, I see what you mean. They didn't name the abuser. Not a single one named the culprit. Some of those guys knew who it was, but it kept sounding like they were too scared to name him. Would have made our job a hell of a lot easier if they just named the guy, but nope. Yeah, now that you mention it, that is kind of weird. I can understand not wanting to be labeled a snitch. It felt like there was more to it than that. They were afraid of the culprit, but you could tell they respected them too. They didn't want to sully this professor's good name. And some people said the guy wasn't always like that. Something changed them. Probably the conflict over that proposal we heard about? Something about hard feelings. That one guy said they had to crunch after the proposal fell through. Telltale sign of abuse to me. That does seem likely, though we can't say for certain what changed the professor's behavior. And that would be a reasonable explanation. That said, no circumstance justifies such an abuse of power and status. This professor is truly incorrigible. So that's who you think the culprit is? Yeah, you asked me, there's only one professor who fits the bill. I knew you were going to say this. I'm gonna go with Tane. Nah, pretty sure it ain't Tane. He really didn't stand out. It's gotta be somebody else. Alright then, Callahan. Professor Callahan's our guy. He's one of the foremost authorities on engineering science, perhaps the smartest man in the whole field. I've seen him in the papers plenty of times before. Reason I went with Tane is because of Deep Space Nine. Yep, that's it. He's always described as a savant. Notably, he helped modernize the military's weapons and equipment. But he's got revenge on the mind, sounds like. Some other professor one-upped him, and that's got him pissed. I get it sucks, but you'd think a world-renowned scientist would be less childish about it? You'd know a thing or two about acting like a child, wouldn't you? I don't know, you usually call me a grandpa. Which is it, bud? I always got you there, Anne. Is now the time? Yes. So, what do we do now? We have all the recordings of the people we talked to. That all points to Professor Callahan being the suspect. So what's our next move? Do we hunt down our client next and give them the tapes? Nah, I'm thinking we get Professor Callahan's opinion on it without accusing him directly. We nudge him in the right direction and he might just turn himself in. What do you mean? Simple. We tell him about these abuse rumors going around. We talk about all these exhausted students and he connects the dots on his own. Failing that? Well, we already know it's him. He's bound to figure out his reputation's on the line the more he hears about this. If he's smart, he'll fess up. So that's what we do. We give him a subtle little nudge, and he does all the work Alsame wanted for us. 2 birds with 1 stone right there. That sounds really scheming. It's Van. I'm not so sure we're the good guys all of a sudden. Well, it is a quintessentially Spriggan-like way of solving our problem. Fine by me. To the Power Trippers lab then. Actually, where is it? I don't remember seeing it while we were taking our tour. I suspect it's in the Special Research Building. We'd need some form of clearance to enter, of course. We passed by a door with a guard in front earlier. They won't let any ordinary citizen inside. I suspect we would need an A-rank card, at the very least. It was hard enough for us to get a C-rank card. And getting an A-rank is off the table. What should we do then? Maybe wait for him to leave the building and ambush him? Ambush him. Now Van's the man with a plan. All that matters is that we get inside the building, doesn't matter how we do it. And being a Spriggan, I've got a few tricks up my sleeve. And Van, you're kind of scaring me with that smile there. We defer to you. What's your strategy, Master Spriggan? So first we just roll on up to the building like anybody else would. Once we get there, we convince the guard to let us in. Just act natural and we're golden. That's it? That's your plan? Just get in? I thought it was going to be like sneak around the back. But nope. Nope. Excuse me, is this where we can find Professor Callahan? We're here to speak with him. Right, yes. May I see your card, sir? Of course. Van handed over his certification card. C-rank, I'm sorry, but I can't let you in without the proper security clearance. If you don't mind me asking, what business do you have with him to begin with? I'm glad you asked. We're here on behalf of the Principality of Alsame. We figured there was an appointment for us, but we just now found out they didn't set anything up. Sorry for the inconvenience. We wanted to inquire about Professor Callahan's new research. It's caught our investors' interest. His findings have seismic implications. Even the Ziffer Revolution would be small potatoes compared to this. So we looked into meeting with him and collaborating on his research. Only to learn that Marduk was interested in the same thing. So now we got ourselves a 3-way partnership here. I am here on the Marduk company's behalf. I'm a concierge in their employ. So you're meeting with him to discuss a grant, is that right? I'm a bit surprised to hear both Alsame and Marduk are collaborating on this, but well, stranger things have happened, I guess. I apologize for the inconvenience. That said, who are these children with you? Surely they're not employees. Pardon? I'm not a kid, I'm just sure. They're associates of an Elsame VIP, pardon them. They're here on Elsame's behalf as well, so they were looking to sit in on our meeting. This is a little awkward, though. Came all the way from Elsame just to get turned away at the door on a technicality. I'm not sure what to tell them when we get back home. I really am sorry, there's clearly been some kind of mix-up here. Your arrangement might have been lost in the shuffle with all the Animus students visiting. You must have been issued the same rank card as them by mistake. I'll go clear this up with the professor. 1 minute, please. Of course, we'll be waiting. You sure you're okay with him calling your bluff? Of course. Who's he to turn down grant money? That ain't what we're really here for, but he just has to take the bait. Thank you for your patience. The professor would like to meet with you at once. Go right in. You just let us in. Thank you very much. Alright. Can't believe you managed to deceive your way past someone again. Hey, nothing I said was a lie, not my fault if someone else takes what I said the wrong way. There was loads of lies in that. Bet you tell yourself that every single time, huh? Yeah, you must be a real pro at this. I mean, it's not something to be proud of. As your sudden embarrassment suggests. I wish you would at least stop to think about the bad influence you might be having on Ferry.
So you're trying to blame all of this on me, are you?
Oh my.
Not at all. I'm in no way trying to suggest your latest research is the cause. If anything, the approach you're taking with your latest project rather fascinates me.
Does it now?
That being said, work on my own project has reached a critical juncture. I cannot afford any issues with net traffic at this time.
That certainly sounds like blame to me, Cronkite. You may be one of Professor Hamilton's students, but that doesn't give you the right to...
So sorry for the delay. Oh? Who the devil are you? This is a restricted area, you know. Not to worry, we have permission to be here. Could either of you direct us to Professor David Callahan's office? Ah, so you're the ones I just heard about. We're finished here, Cronkite. Now if you would all follow me. Yang, Professor Cronkite and Callahan. Huh? Funny running into you guys here. Oh, hello. Whoops. Yep. We could say the same thing. Mr. Arkwright, do you have business here? Quatre. What are you doing here, Silesian? And who are these people with you? They are students here on an educational visitation from the capital. I've been assisting them during their stay. Professor Cronkite was gracious enough to extend us an invitation to visit him when we happened to see each other in town. So we asked Mr. Silesian if he could lead the way. I do not believe I invited anyone but you, nor did I imply we should meet quite this soon. But I suppose chasing you away here would be more work than just humoring you. Very well, follow me. Really? It would be nothing short of incredible to see your work up close, Professor Cronkite. Well, we'll get out of your hair now. We apologize for the interruption. I can see that you're very busy, but it would be a pleasure to speak more on another occasion, Professor Callahan. Oh? I suppose that can be arranged. Thanks, Red. It must be nice to have enough free time to spend on such frivolous nonsense as educational visitations. Well, come with me. I want to make this brief. Of course, Professor.
Wait,
Uh-oh.
I'd like to listen in on this conversation too, if you don't mind.
Really?
As their guide, I suspect it has everything to do with me.
Take a 10-minute break. Do not return late.
Yes, Professor. Excuse us. Poor guys. I noticed something then. Professor David Callahan.
As you know, my name is David Callahan. I believe you're here to talk about Elsyme and Marduk investing in my research. That makes for a very interesting combination, if you don't mind me saying. What exactly led to this?
Is that what you were told? There seems to have been a misunderstanding, then. Look at Quattro's face. We are currently working for Elsyme, and we do have a Marduk employee with us, but that's all. What? We're currently in the middle of an investigation, you see, and a lead happened to bring us here. We wanted to follow up on a rumor that some extreme abuse of power has been taking place in a laboratory here. What? Triple dart. Huh, that's the face of a guy who's got something to tell. Who asked you to investigate this? Couldn't tell you. Didn't leave their name, but they did tell us about what's been happening. We've heard all about the ridiculous workloads and insane hours they and their colleagues have been forced to endure. And how they've never allowed any rest, are woefully underpaid, and how they receive vicious, constant verbal abuse from their superior. Even to the point that some collapse from overwork and have been driven to the brink of suicide. That's just... We have all the testimony and evidence we need to act, if that's what it comes to. But we thought it better to come and hear your thoughts first. Excuse me? It's not too late to turn things around. So many people we spoke to were quick to say that you weren't always like this. They mentioned how they almost had trouble believing just what you'd become. We could see how afraid people are of you now, and how they dislike what you've become. But at the same time, we could see how deeply they respect you, too. We're not heroes of justice like the cops or the guild. We're just about finding common ground and putting things to right. As long as you're willing to work with us, we can... That is enough! Don't talk to me about respect and then immediately resort to blackmail. I cannot believe one of my assistants would try to set me up like this. Unbelievable! I give them a golden chance to help me obtain glory beyond their imagination, and this is how they choose to repay me? How could you say that? Go for it, Fairy. Go for it. You know we've got evidence of what you're doing, right? Sure you want to pick this fight? Do what you will with your evidence. All I have to do is cover it up. No one's going to believe some lowly assistants over an esteemed professor. Professor? Yeah, you forgot he's here. I am 2 mere steps away from completing my research, and they pick now to sabotage my efforts? Very well. Then damn the human cost. I'll start working them to the bone to make up for their...
Just listen to yourself, Professor.
Right, good on you, mate.
What has gotten into you? You used to be so kind and supportive. Professor Hamilton held you in such high regard. Even though I was one of her students, you would still take the time to look after me. I just can't understand why all you do lately is spit in the face of her achievements.
Quattro? I suspected as much. Yeah, it's Quattro's for SPG.
Sorry, that's a private matter between us. But please, at least stop and think about how you're treating the people who work under you. They took their positions because they dreamed of being like you. Don't belittle them or their work.
Salesian. Don't tell me what I can and can't do, you third-rate apprentice!
How dare you? Quattro, what do you think you're doing? Listen, arsehole.
You're talking to the famous David Callahan!
We are recording this whole thing.
The preeminent scholar of engineering science and military technology, who has long upheld the very foundation of this nation's national defense. I've had enough of youngsters like Cronkite and Esmeralda acting like they're above me after all I've achieved. My latest research will propel Calvert to even greater heights, change the power balance of the entire continent. Why can no one understand just how much of a privilege it is to help with that?
Professor!
Well, you're free to have whatever lofty goals you want. But I think we've had our 10 minutes, don't you? Oh. We came here to explain the situation and offer a solution we thought would benefit everyone. You're welcome to try and cover up all the evidence and testimonies we gathered, but I promise you, it ain't gonna be easy. If you're as close to this revolution as you claim to be, then I'd give it another thinking through if I were you. I am done wasting time with you. I'll be raising the issue of your illegal trespassing and appalling brazenness with Mr. Tarzend. I admit that I may have been a little too harsh. A little, mate! But as long as you intend to cling to Professor Hamilton instead of aiming for something more, I have no interest in you. Unless you now see the benefits of developing your talents under me after all. I would wager that would be a far better use of your time than waiting like a little girl for an old woman who's long gone. Excuse me? No, I wanted you to slap him back. Quattro. Pardon us. Ooh, I don't like that guy at all.
Like a little girl.
There you are.
I was thinking it felt like that's the aspect that stuck with him. Again, thinking that Van clearly knows something's up with that. So what happened with you, mate?
So this is what it looks like inside, huh?
We've been here.
It's so cool seeing the observatory. Is that the telescope?
That's right. Professor Hamilton had it specially made.
I'm sorry you had to witness that earlier, but I'm impressed you knew where to find me. Just had a feeling. We're happy to forget what we saw as long as you forget about us forcing our way into the research building. Van, behave. You can go ahead and have a seat over there. I'll go make us some tea. Hey! So there aren't actually any astronomy professors here. Not at the moment. I'm the only one who comes here every day right now. Oh, that explains why it's empty. But there was a time when quite a few researchers and students who all adored Professor Hamilton would come. Even Professor Callahan would, from time to time. Oh. He never used to be like he is now. He's always seen Professor Hamilton as a rival, sure. But it used to be the friendly kind of rivalry that was beneficial to both sides. Yeah. He taught me so much, too. You really must have changed then. Yeah, from that to the uptight, abusive arsehole we saw earlier, some kind of fall. Professor Hamilton left the Republic 2 years ago, if I recall. And you're one of her students 2 years ago. That's right. I owe more to her than I can ever hope to repay. I've been looking after the observatory in her house since she left the country. Yeah, that house that we saw. Now, I think it's debatable whether I'm doing a good job of it. The CEO of Vern, Mr. Tarzend, is also one of the directors of the Institute board. And he told me that he's considering shutting this place down because so few people are using it. Oh no. So that's why you've been doing all kinds of miscellaneous tasks to score points with him. That's awful. I really am sorry about earlier, though. I ended up interfering in your investigation by jumping in, didn't I? No. If I hadn't said anything. Don't sweat it. We ended up getting some useful info out of the whole outburst. My guess is you've noticed this by now, too. But his piss-poor attitude isn't the only bad thing going on with him. You really think so? I have the same feeling. It would explain why someone so respected has stooped to such irrational behavior. Feels like the question is, what is he trying to do that he's willing to go so far off the deep end for it? The computer hardware in his laboratory was state-of-the-art. I suspect he's using it to perform fast calculations, the kind that would be equally difficult to properly manage. I agree. I'd never seen a simulation of this extent before, and it seemed even that wasn't getting the results he wanted. It couldn't be... No, but that... I see now. Well, we'd better keep an eye on that guy for a while. We ain't in Basel for that long, but we're going to be here for the next couple of days at least. Feels like we can afford to scratch each other's backs a bit, yeah? Whether that CEO wants us to or not. Alright, I do have my doubts about you, but I believe that Anya's is worthy of my trust. So if anything comes up, I'll be sure to let you know. To keep what the professor left behind safe, if nothing else. Nothing comes from not being honest with yourself, you know? We'll be counting on you, Quattro. Sure seems like he's being honest with himself to me. Not trusting you is the right call. Oh. You are very much in the same boat with how boorish you are. Excuse me? You trying to pick a fight, kiddo? That's only proving my point, you know. Go have a look. Are you interested in the telescope? I was just wondering what it's like, that's all. It's only just past 5 o'clock, so we won't be getting a great view of the stars quite yet. But come with me. You still might be able to get a good view of the great... Shadar triangle? Really? Yay! What is this triangle? I want to see it! Aww. Of course the two kids of the group would hit it off. You're also still a damn kid from my perspective. By the way, Anyas, was it just me or did you seem surprised by something when that professor was shouting up a storm? It wasn't just you. I cannot believe one of my assistants would try to set me up like this. Unbelievable! I gave them a golden chance to help me obtain glory beyond their imagination, and this is how they choose to repay me? Ah. So I picked then of all times to shine. It's not doing it now, though. Do you think it could just be a coincidence? No. You gotta wonder. Not like it'd be the first time it shone at an odd time. Like when we first ran into Grimcat.
Whoa! What's this room for?
Odette? What brings you all here?
Found you! We've been looking for all of you. We couldn't find you anywhere in the main building, so we wondered if you might be here.
Sorry for putting you guys out.
Well, not all of us are here for you.
So this is their giant telescope. I've seen one in the Imperial Museum too, but it's so cool.
Oh, can we take a look through it?
It's nice seeing this place this lively again. It's been so long.
Aww. It's the name of the game, everyone. October 23rd, 6:10 p.m. Lots of blah blah blahs. What's on your mind, Rosette? We need to have a word with her and see what's going on there. Maybe something to do with Mare. Them trying to make their own version, something like that. Or maybe that's where Mare's being run from, or something like that. Maybe Mare's intelligence is being streamed or something. Maybe. Well, we'll be going back to our hotel now. Sure thing. Try not to stay up too late, just because no one's keeping an eye on you. That telescope was amazing, though, wasn't it? Wish we could have had another look through it before we left. How about you come and walk around with us some on the last day, Freddy? We'd love to have you. Really? Your work sounds amazing, so I'd like that a lot. I'll just leave playtime to the kids then. I'm more in the market for a place catered to adults. Hey, you want to join in on the fun, Four Eyes? I would never want to go to such a place. Sounds like it'd be kind of fun in its own way. was nice to finally meet the famous Rosette, too. Maybe we could talk some more of, Oh, yes, I would like that very much indeed. Yay. Then it's happening. Did you notice? Yeah, you managed to learn anything on your end? I'm afraid not. We heard something interesting from the genius professor, but that's about it. I'm not going to have much free time here, however, so I'm going to have to leave it for that nose of yours this time. Dumping all the work on me, huh? Great. Ah, here's the tram. Then we bid you all farewell. I should be able to meet you tomorrow morning at around 8 o'clock. I know it's a little early for good nights, but hope you all have one regardless. Same to you. See you tomorrow. Sleep tight. Bye. 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 Cake. So what's eating away at you, phony maid?
Huh?
Is something up? Can't hide a thing from him.
I should have realized I wouldn't be able to keep my concerns a secret. To tell you the truth, I'm getting a peculiar sense of déjà vu from what's happening here in Basel.
Déjà vu? Déjà vu? Your main job is being a concierge, but you also handle crisis management all over the country, right? So which does this orbital net and distribution network issue make you think of more? The Bell 6 years ago or Crossbell 4 years ago? Yes! Yes! This is the stuff I was thinking!
You're proving perceptive and knowledgeable beyond belief.
I'm sure I've heard both of those things before, but... yeah, I think Zhao's mentioned them at some point too. The former was when all orbital power was shut off by the appearance of an ancient floating city. Then later was when the orbital network was used to perform a man-made miracle. I never witnessed them firsthand, so there's a lot of gaps in what I know. I know. But both were caused by things you wouldn't think could exist. Man, I think you made both events up if I didn't know better. I know what happened a year and a half ago in Crossbell, and that's just as batshit crazy on paper. Oh, and the whole continent was hacked or whatever the word is?
I'm afraid I can't answer most of your questions because they would contain classified information. However, I believe this may end with a crisis different from the ones that Mr. Arkwright mentioned.
Indeed. Huh? Well, Miss Perfect's genesis started glowing again. There's bound to be something. No way this ends without giving us a headache. Yeah, we're gonna need to be ready for trouble. And make it double. You gotta head out somewhere now, right? I'll come with you if you want.
Again, you are perceptive beyond belief.
Again, he really is. This is why you gotta pay attention to what he does. Again, the Quattro situation. It's like... he struck a nerve, and I think that's what he was testing it. And again, with that professor recently, he struck that same nerve, and it's like, what happened in your past, mate? That's gonna be significant in some way. We might have only met in person recently, but I've known you for a real long time now. Whenever you stumble on a major problem brewing, you gotta report it to HQ, right?
Correct. What is happening here certainly falls under Code E of our regulations. But I see no harm in having someone with me during my report. We could also patrol the area at the same time. Does that sound all right?
More than all right. Let's get going. Wait. It's not just you two here, you know. Don't even think of leaving us out. I don't mind taking one of you, but the other's gonna have to stay behind. Someone will need to be available if Anya's or that boy we met decide to call. Right, that makes sense. Fine, then come on, who are you taking? We're taking Aaron, I feel. Out of the two here. Like, I feel Ferry would be better with, Quattro. And Anya's. So, where do we have to go to even give this report? Your company's HQ is so far away, I would have thought you'd just call them. There's a bit of a process involved for security reasons. For starters, we need to leave the city toward the canyon. This needn't take priority over any other work you would like to do, however. I see now. Got it. We'll head over once we've walked around a little then. Okay, so what we got? We got a 4 SPG, and we got a red event there, because I'm assuming we're going to take the car, and that's what the computer in the back is for. That's what I'm getting from that. Is the computer even there? Because I'm not seeing it. Okay, just see inside. It's like, yeah, I'm not seeing the computer at all. So where's that gone? Someone's nicked it. They've half-inched it. Where's it gone? Where's the computer? Oh my! Where else can we go though? Let's have a look. Right, so yeah, we'll see about the 4 SPG at the start of the next part, and then obviously do the rounds. So we shall see you in the next part with that. Ta-da for now.